That's nice. That's actually pretty warm. It's actually dipping a little bit lower around here these days and raining quite a bit, so we can feel the summer's over.
Yeah, I know. I'm like trying to hold on to it. I'm like, no, it's fall, but okay.
Yeah, exactly. So just for the record, why don't you introduce yourself, say what you do, and then what you're looking to get out of that call.
Yeah, so my name's Nicole Barnes, and I'm a holistic nutritionist certified from the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition. And I'm also a personal trainer and group fitness instructor. So for today's call, currently I'm running a health and fitness challenge. It's starting next week. So right now I have about 21 people signed up, but I had a goal of getting 30 people.
Okay.
So I'm just about 10 more people.
Right.
And so with that, yeah, I'm just trying to do like one last push this week, just trying to run some ideas or strategies off of you, what else I could do this week. Like we did have an early bird that ended last week. So things have kind of slowed down since then. So I'm trying to offer, whether it's some type of incentive or just really come up with some, promotional strategies just to get the word out and just get at least a few more people signed up as we start on Monday.
Could you give a little more details about the program, what you're providing, the price point, and then the target market as well?
Yeah, so it's a 30-day challenge, and with that, it's a 30-day meal plan. So all the meals, snacks. So I'm going through that clean life, and then
Cool.
for the workouts, it's all at-home workouts, and it's myself, one of my friends, she's a yoga instructor, and then another fitness instructor who does bar and cardio classes. So we've collaborated to bring that together, and it's just played through a private YouTube channel. And then we have my friend who I've collaborated with, she's a natural food chef. So she'll be doing all like the cooking demos like once a week,
Cool.
Bring bonus recipes, just like weekly coaching in the group as well as email. What else do we have? There's giveaways. So my friend has like some cookbooks. One friend I'm collaborating with does life coaching, and then giveaways with nutrition coaching. So it is a lot that we're offering, and the price point is just as an introductory first time doing this online program. The early bird was $85, and then after that it went up to $99.
Right. So that's a ton of value that you provide for $100. So I think off the gate, that's really good. And maybe to dig a little farther, of the 21 people you said that have signed up, how did you get those people to sign up? Where did they sign up through? How did they find you? Did they know you already? Was that kind of cold leads from ads?
Yeah. So, and that's the thing. I don't know if I wanted to ask you also what experience you have with Facebook, social media ads. I don't know. I've had some challenges trying to do those ads with Facebook and Instagram. I've had one person I've spent, in the beginning when I'm still running ads right now, but at the point when I ran ads and I spent $300, I had one person out of that. But for the majority, and I've had a ton of clicks, but I haven't seen the conversion rate. And so maybe that's just being newer to this model and not understanding it fully. But mostly it's been through organically through friends, people, like word of mouth. The girl I'm collaborating with, she's had like some of her following join in. Then some of my previous clients that I've done work with, whether it's nutrition or personal training, have joined some of the groups I'm part of. So it's kind of been through both of us, just people that know us through social media, but none has been just random, like through the ads that we've ran.
Okay. Yeah. So first thing, I'm not a specialist in terms of ads. I'll tell you that right out of the gate. I have a friend who does that for a living, and it is a full-time job, right? So I think that's one thing to remember when you dive into those Facebook ads. I honestly don't even try. If I were to run one, I would run it through my friend, and I guess I would pay my friend to do her job and then plan the ads, because like you said, there's a lot of parameters. It's easy to get lost, and then it's easy to spend money and then see no return. So if you do want to, keep running ads, I would probably recommend finding some online course on how to run Facebook ads. If you haven't taken one already, that would probably be a good place to start. It would
Yeah.
at least give you a good understanding of the general framework, and then you'll have to spend time tweaking and trying things, right? I think the most valuable thing that people with experience with ads can bring is that they've ran, potentially thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars worth of ads. And so they know what works and they know what doesn't, and they just have more experience in it. Right. So I guess it's one advice or one pro to go with someone who does that professionally. But then, like I said, you can definitely learn it. I mean, you can learn how to do anything those days nowadays. So you go on
Yeah.
Udemy or Masterclass or something like that, and you find something relevant to Facebook ads, and you can probably get a lot out of it for pretty cheap. That's my first advice when it comes to the ads specifically. Then I looked at your landing page, which is very complete and really well set up, in my opinion. Is it on your website? Is it hosted directly on your website?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know Hotjar? HOTJRJARE, I believe, or JAR?
No.
Okay, so you can sign up for free, and I recommend you check that out. Maybe even now it's worth it for the few days that are left in your sales. But what it does, you install it. So it's a paid service, but you have a free option, and you can get 3 pages, I think, mapped out. And what it does, it looks exactly at the behavior of people on your page in terms of where they click, where do they scroll, where do they stop scrolling. If there is, buttons to play a video or something like that, which ones did they click, how many times? So you get a heat map of your page, and that allows you to see exactly where people are and what they're doing on the page, right? So that might already give you said you had a ton of clicks, but then not as many conversions. So maybe there's I guess the bottleneck becomes the page itself, where you had a lot of people come on, but then did they spend time on the page? Did they not? Did they click out really quickly? Did they actually scroll down? So maybe that gives you some information for future programs as to, is my page structured exactly how it needs to be? Can I add something to it? Can I add a button higher up? Can I add a video to entice people to stay a little bit longer and watch the rest? So that's, I guess, more on the analytics side of things. But like I said, it's free, so it's pretty easy to set up. And you said, so a lot of it came from your following, people that you know already, and then the other people that you collaborate with as well. Is that correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what I would probably recommend at that point in time, considering there's not a lot of time left, what money you've invested in ads hasn't been, you haven't seen as much returns as you wanted. So I would probably push what worked in the first place. Reach out to, like, pick up your phone and then look through your phone diary and call a bunch of people that you know and that know you, and ask them about them. And when they ask about you, just tell them what you're doing and that you're still looking for a few people to join the program. And it is tedious, quote unquote. It's a lot more, quote unquote, work than putting out an ad and then waiting for it. But in this case, where you don't have a lot of time left, but you know that out of the people that sign up, most of them already know you. So you've already created that trust, and they know what you do, and they maybe, they follow you for a long time. They're maybe a family friend, they may be family. That might be a good way to get the few more signups that you need in order to fill up the 30 spots that you set out as a goal, without, overextending yourself and maybe putting more money behind ads that through which you're not seeing the returns that you want right now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask your feedback or what you think of this. I was thinking of running, through and putting it through my social media feed. And then my friend who I've collaborated with, she has quite a big following, so she's getting lots of traction on her page. But I was thinking of putting out some type of flash sale so I was offering the 85 before, and then so then I was thinking with the flash sale offer, because I got so many people with that early bird, and now it's kind of just paused, and I don't know if people are just waiting for the last minute. And because actually I had one girl message me, one of my previous training clients, and she says, "Hey, I'm just letting you know that, hey, just have some questions about the challenge. and she mentioned that her friend invited her to the challenge. So she's like, yeah, so it seems like word is spreading because her friend told her about it. It was her friend of a friend that told her. So it's like these three girls are talking about it in Calgary. I was like, oh, cool. And it's, they found out before her and she was a client. So I thought that was cool. But I was also thinking of doing a flash sale. So either like a 24-hour like flash sale where it's like act urgently. So like run it tomorrow, Friday, 24 hours, or like a 2 day, something like that. So it's like 10-15% off, but it's something that it's just a bit of an incentive for within that time frame.
Sure, you can definitely do that. I mean, what's cool is that you can do whatever you want. Right now, if depends what your goal is. Is your goal to fill up the 30 spots at the full price? Is your goal to just fill up the 30 spots, even if you have to cut down on the price a little bit, which I honestly think is fine, especially for a first time running it, right? Because the first time is the first time. And yes, if you've done it many times and you launch something completely new, but you're already 100% clear with the process, with the ads, you know how you're spending it, you know that you're going to get a return on that investment. It makes a lot of sense to expect, 30 spots at full price right out of the gate. But I think in your case, it's already great that you've been able to get 21 out of 30 out of that goal that you set out for yourself. So yes, I think the flash sale is an option. Another option, you mentioned word of mouth, maybe actually calling the 21 people that have signed up and obviously is thanking them for their sign up and saying that there's a few spots left and you would rather have them go out to people that are already close to those people than just other people. And maybe through that network, people that have already bought into the program, literally and figuratively, they'll probably be the best people to recommend your program to other people. And so kind of following in that word of mouth kind of pathway.
Yeah, and that's what I was also thinking of. And I don't know if this is just like overextending myself, but then I also thought of the people in the challenge and then those who I know saying like, when you sign up or if you've already signed up to offer, I was thinking if you offer or if you refer a friend and then offering some type of incentive, and I'm just not sure what that would be yet. It could be maybe one of the giveaways that we have already, but I also don't want to extend myself doing, so much extra work. So yeah, I was wondering that as an idea, just to like have a referral even at this point. Like, I don't know if it's too late or just to even put it out there.
I think it's not too late as long as the sale is open and you've got spots. I think it's never too late, right? You could get 3 signups on the last day. Who knows? But I think at that point, what is clear is that you're going to have to work on the front end to get those signups, that they're not just going to fall out of the sky. And those Facebook ads, they do work, but they're very complicated. And so you do need to really know how to use them for them to work efficiently. Right. So I think, I like the idea of the incentive for the referral. That might be something, a discount on a further purchase, like a later purchase, if you run the program again. Like if you plan it to do it, every 3 months or every month or once a year. I don't know how you've planned it out. I don't know if you have other goods that you could, use as an incentive. If you've created a handout, some kind of PDF or something for your training clients, for example, a little extra. Maybe it could be for people who refer a friend at no additional cost. They get to partake in a weekly webinar that you host, or like a mastermind or like an accountability call, if that's not in the program already, which would cost you in time 30 minutes a week, maybe. But over what you said, it was 4-week program, 1 month, right? So over 4 weeks, that's 2 hours of your time. And so if you get, a few more people on, that'll definitely be worth it. On top of, building more of a rapport with the people that will be joining those calls, right? So maybe it's like, if you refer a friend, you and your friend get to attend those extra calls, right? Which really kind of gives the incentive of the person to sign somebody up, and then they can both benefit from that incentive that you put out. Maybe that's an offer that you can put out there to try and get more people in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Was there any other ideas that you had that you thought of trying out?
Yeah, it's like I'm putting out one more newsletter this week, and I don't know, like I have, and I just started my website this year, so it's not a ton, but it's enough to, hopefully get some people. But in my newsletter, I'll just say like something like last chance to join, and then also offer some recipes. Like these recipes will be in the meal plan,
Mhm.
and like, you know, something like that.
Yeah, yeah. So I think it doesn't have to be something or something else. I think all of the things that we're talking about now, you should do, right? All of them. You should call up all your friends and tell them about the challenge that you're running, and maybe out of 30 calls, you'll get 2 or 3 signups, right? Maybe. Can't guarantee it, but if you don't try, you don't know. And that's already almost half the spots that you need. And then if you do the refer a friend program, then you might get a handful more. And then try the newsletter, see if you get anything else from that. But I do think that working through your best, in my opinion, your best chance is through the people that have already signed up,
Yeah.
right? Whether it's calling, honestly, I think calling them up directly might be one of the best solutions, so that you can just build that rapport with them as well. Um, but again, you can play it in many ways, and that depends on what you're comfortable with, what your style is, what the framework of the program it is, or is, whether it's more of a direct kind of program, or if you're more removed from it because it's all pre-recorded videos and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be for you to decide exactly which variation of that is the best. But in all cases, I think that trying all those things in order to get your 30 spots filled in. And then I think what comes to mind now is that you're going to have between 21 and 30 people doing your program. And for me, the most important part is going to be the questionnaire that you send out after. And because that's going to give you all the information that you need to then do even better next time, right? You already did a great job getting that many people in the first time, but then you want the second one to be even better and run even smoother and easier for you on the sign up side of things. And so trying to get as much information as possible from the people that have gone through the program to not only make the program better, but also then refine your process of acquiring leads and signups. I think is going to be key in that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, trying all those methods. And I think, I think I would just like to try this time around, even first time going at it, like just a quick 1-day flash sale or something,
Mm-hmm.
just
Yeah.
to see what comes out of that. And that if that, is that something that motivates people, right?
And are you able to run that on your social media and then on all the collaborators' social media as well?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Because I'm sure that would be a big plus, right? Because you don't not only get the eyes of your audience on it, but then every other audience on there too. What you might be able to do as well is leading up. There's a week left. Is that right? It's until the end of the month?
5 days.
5 days, right? So maybe what you want to do is do a couple Instagram lives every day to talk about the program and what you're going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe doing something, maybe if you don't do them already every day, maybe that's something out of the ordinary. And then maybe people glaze over the first two and then they're like, what is she up to? Why is she talking to us every day live? And then maybe you get an extra 1 or 2 signups from that. So I think the more active you can be over the next 5 days, the more chances you have of getting more signups. I think that's the bottom line, right? It's either you pay for ads, and at that point, I guess it might not be the best place to spend your time and your money, given the results you've had so far. To be worked on in the future for sure. I'm not saying that ads don't work, obviously, but then now what you have left is time. And 5 days doesn't seem like much, but it's a lot of time. You can do a lot of things in 5 days. And so trying to maximize that, setting up a plan on paper and saying, okay, those are the 3 or the 4 avenues that I'm going to go down in terms of, getting more signups. Maybe I'm going to spend an hour calling people, and then I'm going to spend an hour reaching out to the 21 people that I have signed up to see if I can get friend referrals. And then I'm going to do the flash sale, and then I'm going to do the Instagram lives, maybe even do lives with the collaborators that you're doing the program with. So you can invite someone on your live and have both like a split screen. So you can do that. You can actually record those, and then you can use them later on, or later on. There's not much later, but if you want to send them out to your newsletter, for example, to your email list after the fact, to show what you discussed and went into a bit more detail about the program. So any noise you can make around the program is going to be good for you, right? Whether it's for this time around or maybe next time around, right? Maybe some people are not ready for it right now, but if they see enough stuff coming from your social media and all the content that you put out, that's in that realm, maybe next time they'll be ready for it. So yeah, I think the more noise you can make about it, the better. Can you do, maybe like you said, 5 days is not a lot of time, but I would have said, could you set up a workshop in town at a cafe, or like a Q&A or something like that? That might get more people or just people to show up, people that you've never seen, but they get to connect with you in person. You get to provide some value. And then on the back end, maybe you have a sale on the program that you're running, and it's like tomorrow or the day after. So there's that urgency piece as well, right?
Yeah. And so it's interesting to say that because, so like this is the first online challenge I've done, but the last challenge I did was actually through a gym. So it's not like I had to go out, like do all the marketing. A lot of that was done through the gym, but something I did do was I hosted a workshop in person. And I find, that's a little bit harder these days just with COVID and like where to set that up and who's coming. But so I just find like I feel comfortable doing these. It's like through the gyms and collaborating, you got the clients and you can like meet people in person. But then, trying to do this online, I've just, this past year, I've been seeing how hard it is and how different it really is,
Yeah, I think you're right. It's not easy, right? It is work, and there's a lot of things to figure out. But again, maybe just splitting it simply in terms of marketing, you can do paid and you can do unpaid. And the unpaid is going to be through content and through networking and relationships, right? And so 5 days is a short time frame, like we said already, but the more content you can make in those 5 days and the more people you can reach, the more chances you get. So I would go all in on that for the next 5 days and just see what comes out of it. Maybe it doesn't work this time. Maybe you learn something for next time. Maybe you do get a few more signups, and no matter what, you're going to learn something out of it. And so that next time you do it, you'll have a clearer picture of, okay, maybe I should try it. Maybe I should do Instagram lives, a few weeks out. Maybe I should start talking about it a few weeks out. Maybe the thing you will have next time is, for example, the testimonials of the people that will go through the program. And that's powerful. Can you get a video testimonial from someone that you can use then on your social media to promote the next program? So that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking about in terms of finding ways to now find content to make for that deadline in 5 days. But then what content can you create or have for next time that you want to do the same thing, which is going to help no matter what, right, with the promotion.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Was there anything else that you wanted to?
No, that makes sense.
Go.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. And I think if you were doing like the live and you have like, there's like 5 days, like I don't want every live just talking about the challenge, but maybe would you offer like educational and then at the end, oh, by the way, a few days to sign up kind of thing?
Sure. You can definitely do that. You can definitely just try and provide value and then plug your program on the back end. I think that's totally a good way to do it. And like you said, probably better than just selling the program on Instagram Live over and over. Maybe one of the things that might be interesting is you talking with the collaborators that you have and getting them to talk about what they brought to the program, right? And why it's important. So almost it's not necessarily an interview. It's not something that's structured, but at least you have something where you talk with that person about what's in the program, and that in turn you can use. You can put it right away on your sales page, or you can put it next time. here's a 10-minute conversation, 15-minute conversation with such and such who contributed the meal plan or the yoga workouts or the sessions. And that can be good promo material for later as well. So I think, no, don't just think about getting signups, which will happen if they have to, but think about what you can do now to give you then that promo material for later. So it could be just you, maybe one a day is just you giving out a tip of the day. And then at the end, you can mention your program. And maybe another one is you with one of the collaborators over the next 5 days to try and, again, just get as much exposure as possible and get some eyes on the program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, yeah, I will. Okay. Yeah. 5 days we can do this. And some of these things I already have noted. It's just, I just need to put a little more thought into it and get going with that. And yeah, I think just also getting more comfortable with doing the Instagram, like the live videos, because that's something that's still like new to me. So
yeah,
I just get in my comfort zone and do that.
It's, what, it's a good thing to learn, because it is a skill, right? It is a skill to talk to the camera, to pretty much talk to yourself. It's a skill, and you'll just get better by doing it. And just remember that if you feel intimidated by it, it's likely that every other person feels the same way, especially at first. And so you going the extra mile, going beyond your fear and actually doing it is what separates you from everybody else, right? Everybody else who's intimidated by going live, by making videos, by just showing up online and just being there. Well, you're doing it. And so you're moving a step ahead, and maybe this time around, it's not enough, quote unquote, to get those 10 signups in 5 days, 9 signups in 5 days, but it will give you the confidence to then later on do more of it, to the point where you will reach a day where turning your phone on and filming yourself and talking to your phone is 100% normal. And you don't think twice, and you'll do it walking down the street with people around you. And
Yeah.
then you will have removed a huge barrier that a lot of people have, and that you might still have even just a little bit, right? I mean, you're on that call, so you're comfortable enough, getting in front of a camera and talking. And I know it's different when it's in the context of just, getting on Instagram, or just, like you said, yourself talking to the phone. But it is a skill. It is a skill, and the more you practice it, the better you'll do. And you got 5 days, so you got nothing to lose. You just have to go all in on it and see what comes out of it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you for your time and all those tips. And then even just like confirming what I was already thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just like, I don't know, I find, when you're an entrepreneur, you're doing this on your own. I'm used to being in a workplace where, you can run ideas off other, coworkers. And so just being able to sometimes even just to talk things out and hey, like, what do you think about this? And just sometimes get your thoughts out there, and sometimes it just like makes sense when you talk it out, or that person brings it out. You're like, oh yeah, that's right.
Mm-hmm. No, and I think you're right. I think it's very important. Like you said, being an entrepreneur is not easy, and like it is a kind of a lonely journey. Even though there's lots of people around us that do the same thing, and we support each other, etc. But like you said, finding a sounding board, whether it's through me, through someone else, through a group of entrepreneurs that maybe other nutritionists, personal trainers that you can maybe get together with once a month or once every 2 weeks for an hour coffee and bounce a few ideas around. That's super valuable. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time and all your advice. It was really helpful.
Yeah, of course. It was a pleasure. Let me know how the program
Okay.
goes.
Yeah, absolutely. For sure.
Cool. Take care, Nicole.